Hey, everybody! My name is Marsha Sirkin, and I'm here to talk to you about EduJam, jamming with AI, blended learning together for innovation. So, before we connect, I would like to see how you are feeling today. Now, I know that I can see you. You are on YouTube looking at this, looking at the DPI stuff, what's available, what can help me. That looks interesting. Let me take a look. But I'd like to keep it in here as a reminder to always connect with your learners before giving them a ton of content, whether it's your kids, whether it's parents, whether it's adult learners. Give them something to be like, oh, this is how I'm feeling right now. Let me acknowledge that and appreciate it so that I can be ready to learn. And it also makes people happy to know that they hear that you care. And I love David. Here's my why. I love teaching. Okay. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I used to teach anything that would listen, even my stuffed animals. And I grew up on a farm, horses and cows. I taught it all. My baby brother taught it. But my mother, I loved school. I loved it. My mother, she didn't have such positive experiences. And so, in fact, she quit school. And then when I was in middle school, she got her GED. And so when I became a teacher, I used her as my why. I wanted to create engaging opportunities to where kids wanted to be there, to where they had that unquenchable thirst for learning. And so I used my mother as my why. And then I gave birth to these two wild boys. Holy cow. Then I was like, you know what? I'm teaching engagement in STEM and good digital teaching and learning strategies because we can't teach the way we used to. Because if we did, the children would eat the teachers. So it was more for your protection, okay? Now my why has shifted even more, okay? As an educator of 21 years, I have shifted to more like, is what's going on in our classrooms modeling what's happening in industry? Is it modeling what's happening in that's expected in our world, in the unknown future? Are we preparing them for the unknown future? So I think about you know, rows of seats that might not cut it anymore, because that's not how the real world is. We're all about innovation and giving kids opportunities to be creative and to communicate. And so that's my why now. I have transitioned to the science house with NC State, and I still teach teachers and I still teach kids, and I love it. I do modeling, and I give PD and STEM opportunities for schools and classrooms, and I really enjoy that. So let's talk about the alignment to the digital learning competencies. I have put every digital learning competency here because when it comes to music integration, you really can have it your way. You can pick any of these and it'll integrate. But that's the boring list. Let's look at this music integration.
Shout out to all my 21st century learners out there. You know how we do it. Let's go. Yo, number one, I'm an empowered learner. I set goals and pursue them with fervor. My learning is up to me, it's not passive. My brain learns best when I am digitally proactive. Number two, I'm a digital citizen. I stay safe on all the sites that I'm visiting. I use technology to make a difference. With power comes responsibility. You digging it? I'm a knowledge constructor. Number three, I carefully select and evaluate what I read. Curate media also brilliantly, and I think critically about source validity. Four, I'm an innovative designer. That means I solve problems, major and minor. Start with empathy, ideate, then prototype. Test and iterate, that method is so nice. I'm a computational thinker. Five, improving any process that I can find. Writing algorithms and testing in beta. Analyzing to find the trends in the data. I'm a creative communicator, that's six. Like I put this in a rap song to make it stick. I could use different media or tools like infographics to get my point through. 7, I'm a global collaborator. I might connect with students way over the equator. Digital tech makes the dream come true. Had a virtual field trip with a kid in Peru. That's 7 ways that I can be a lifelong learner in this 21st century. What kind of student do I want to be? It's my path, that's up to me. That's 7 ways that I can be a lifelong learner in this 21st century. What kind of student do I want to be? It's my path, that's up to me.
That's much more fun than a list, right? You can have that connected with your mind and what they feel and how that you're going to remember. I love having vocabulary integrated hip hop with the ISTE standards. I love that. Okay. In this session, you're going to know the research behind music integration and instruction, and you're going to have some AI tools to help you. I'm going to give you a few ideas. I'm just going to drop all these resources in your lap, okay? And hopefully will take that and brainstorm some ideas of how you can apply that to your classroom, okay? Think about this. Would your kids show up to your class if they didn't have to? Chances are, I know when I was asked this question, Dave Burgess asked it in Teach Like a Pirate, and then I got to hear him speak, and he said that, and I was like, of course they'll show up if they didn't have to. I'm the STEM teacher. Everybody loves the STEM class. And then he was like, okay, would they show up if you had to sell tickets? And I thought, there's definitely some that they would show up for, but maybe not all of them, okay? So I had to really think about that and think, okay, which ones would they not buy a ticket for? Those might be the duds. Those are the needs. Those are the ones I need to zhuzh up a little bit, okay? Those are the ones I need to work on. So I took those low hanging fruit of the ones that were duds and like, these are the ones I need to work on. These are the ones I need to improve. If you have tuned into the bit.ly, you can click on this link right here and it's going to take you to a think sheet so that you can write your ideas down and some resources I'm sharing with you and then some next steps. Just a good little think sheet. Okay, let's think about how the mind works with sound. You know how to do the whole thing. You can play that on your own. Sound. An oldie. Right. This thing. There we go. There's so many. We could go on forever on these. There's so many great little jingles, and there's tons of little videos on YouTube that have like sounds and jingles, so you can quiz yourself. Do that with your kids so they can see the power for themselves on music and on sound and those experiences. So music gives us opportunities for emotional highs of progressive achievement. I know that you were not unhappy when you heard about the ISTE standards using that vocabulary hip hop song. You cannot convince me otherwise. Everyone that hears that, it's a positive experience, okay? Gives those emotional highs. It also alleviates boredom and prevents low effort, okay? So when you think about really bad things that can happen with kids, anger is one of the worst things that can happen with kids based on John Hattie's research. Anger is awful. The second worst thing, boredom. Boredom has very negative effects on student learning in the classroom. So anything that we can do to alleviate boredom is good. Okay. So let's talk about the brain. Okay. Whenever you are putting content, that acquired information with a positive expectation. That's your a positive experience in symbolic representations through music, images. You are expanding those neural networks. You're taking those dendrites and not just igniting them, but connecting them so that that retrieval is so much better. You're increasing the neuroplasticity of your children's brain. Okay. And then also, you're igniting that dopamine reward system. As adults, we're always seeking things that make us feel good. Okay. Whether it be that Mountain Dew or some chocolate or some good music or a hug or time with people that we really love. We are always continually working on that dopamine reward system for ourselves. By using music integration, we are helping children experience that as well. Music helps with motivation. Again, with that neuroplasticity, helping with the memory. You're giving them, when you're using music integration, and I'm going to show you some ways to do this, but by giving them choice, optimism, movement, gratitude, humor, positive interactions, all of those things help with the dopamine reward system, and it's brain based. Okay. We used to not know these things. We know so much more about the brain than we used to. So why not use it to our advantage in the classroom? Okay. I've talked about neuroplasticity. I've touched base on that, but think about how you can do that in the classroom. Okay. So you can have children write music to show what they know. Okay, guys, you've had this experience. You've done this. You know the vocabulary. Show me. Make some music. Okay. Make up a song. Make it to your favorite tune. Perform it. Make a video about it. You can also use it to review. Okay. So we've got this music. We're going to review what we've learned. Okay. As they gather that music that they've either created or that you've given them, you are still igniting that dopamine reward system, changing the brain and increasing their memory. So let me tell you a little story. When I taught second grade, I had a literacy center that had music. And so every week they got a new piece of music. Okay. And in that music, they might have had to like circle or highlight the rhyming words, or they might have to illustrate the song, or they might have to add on to the song. But either way, they were interacting with that music every day in that literacy center. And they kept it in that they had their own music folder they added to every week. And so sometimes instead of me giving them a new song, they might have to review some songs. I might have them sing and work on the songs that they've already learned. So as we're reviewing for something coming up, at the end of the year, we had a whole book full of music that they knew well. They didn't even need the book anymore because they knew it. So they were able to recall the information that was in that music over time. Okay. So again, when you are using music, it ignites all parts of the brain. I know that sounds crazy, but it does. And those dendrites are on fire. Music is one of the only things that does that for us, okay? And it really increases those neural networks in your brain. Here is a great infographic to share that, to really show that. I showed this to some music teachers, and they're like, oh, one of them was like, I have this in my plan book. I was like, great. Have you shared it with anyone? No, please do. Share this graphic because it demonstrates that all parts of the brain is being ignited with music. Okay. It's not just for your thoughts and feelings. It's not because it's a hunch. It is proven by science now. Print this, slap it on your filing cabinet so that you can remember, have I integrated music with this content yet? It'll be good. Think about now, just take a pause and think about how music has positively impacted education in a way that you have seen, whether it be in your classroom or something that you've done as you have learned. Just think about that. Okay. Music helps with emotional regulation. Just something simple as playing music when kids come into the room. When I taught school, I've taught every K-6 grade level. Okay. That emotional regulation. I was able to say to my students that my first job was to keep you safe and happy. And the second thing was to teach you what you needed to know. And I always started, because I would teach all the children when they came into my lab, I'd be like, my job is to keep you safe and happy first. I don't care what kind of day you've had before you've come in here. We're going to have a good time. We're going to work together. Having that music reminds them of that. Okay. Also, opportunities for personalization based on their interest, and also things that they create. You don't want to just be making all the music for them. Give them opportunities to create with their friends. Make it fun. And music helps tune out distractions. If you make it applicable to what they're learning, they're going to be thinking about that because they're really interested in it. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. I'm going to show you a few little things with AI and music integration that you can try out. And I'm going to keep it on this tab because of the sound that I'll share with you. But I'm going to tell you the tools that you can use. Let's think about what we can do with AI though. So you can take your content standards and those unpacking documents, and you can put them into AI and say, take this information and make me a song to Taylor Swift Shake It Off. Okay. So now you have great content to the tune that kids are really familiar with. Let's say that you have a kid that likes a different genre. You can put it in based on genres that they really like. Okay. You can make content with your standards to different genres of music and let them self-select what they're interested in, and have it saved again, like I did with my second graders. Keep a binder going of the music. Give an interest survey to your students to find out what their favorite artists are, and personalize those learning experiences based on their interest and what they really feel drawn to. Also, video production. Get it on video. Have them sing. Have them act it out. Have them produce their own videos. Kids love doing that. Okay. At some point, everybody wanted to be a YouTube star, it seems like these days, with the creation. They love to create. Students love to create. Okay. So give them opportunities to be creative and to create. I always like to say iMovie. That's so easy with iPads and it's free. BrainPop is not free, but they have, if you have a BrainPop subscription, I always tell people about this because people don't know, but with a BrainPop subscription, there is a make a movie concept. So you can go in and make movies, and kids can go in and make movies with BrainPop. And it's a feature that's not that well known, but it has all the great graphics from the cartoons that you can slide in and use as you make videos, which I think is incredible. And kids can record their voices on there. It's awesome. So if you have a subscription or want to look at a subscription, they do that, and it's really cool, and kids love it. So I always like to share it. So as you are working with artificial intelligence, this is a graphic put out by the Department of Instruction, created by Vera Cabrera. She is the greatest when it comes to AI. Okay. So she's talked about craft for your prompting. Okay. So just because you use AI does not mean you're going to get a great product. Okay. You have to craft your prompts to get the richest product. There's a lot of thinking and deep thinking involved. And as you do more and more of it, you get better at it. Okay. So I love this graphic though, but let's talk about this. So context, be very specific about what you want AI to do. Okay. Think about your role. You're an excellent 8th grade math teacher. I like to put, you are a highly engaging 7th grade science teacher. Okay. You're highly engaging. I don't want your boring stuff, AI. Provide details about the audience. I am working with a group of 6th grade students who love country music. Please, I like to say please use these standards and these specific vocabulary words to create a country song to the tune of insert your country song that you like. Okay. And then look at that. Make sure all the you got to curate it. Look at it. Make sure it all makes sense. Make sure that the content is right. Okay. And then if you like it, use it. If you don't like it, revise. Revise to make it more vocabulary rich. Revise to make it more funny. Revise to, they can go on and on. Different ways to revise it. Okay, so I've shared with you some things that you can do. These are some great tools for creating lyrics. Your Chat GPT, that's the OG. Put your prompt in there, and it will give you the music, the lyrics. Perplexity, I like Perplexity because I can put in documents, so I can put my PDF of my unpacking documents with the North Carolina standards, stick that in there, and then have it pull from that. I like to upload documents, so Perplexity is really good for that. And then Magic School, y'all, Magic School, sometimes that makes me want to go back into the classroom because Magic School has really great stuff in there, and they have a song generator. So use that to help create some songs and music that your kids can use for content review, learning content, all the things. But then, wait, there's more. Make it better, okay? So I'm going to share this with you. This is Suno. Holy cow, it's so good. This is, you can take lyrics, put it in Suno, and you can produce it. Like give it instruments, give it background singers, give it all the music that goes in, as if you've been in a music studio for weeks, coming out with the perfect track. So this is from Stacy Lovedall's collection. She's one of our consultants. She's so good. And this is, here are the lyrics about Catawba County. And I'm just going to play a little bit of it. I don't know if it'll play. If it does not play, go into my bit.ly and play it. Isn't that great? I just love that. So with that, you can, if you did not hear the sound on that, since it went over to a different tab, I don't know if that if that played or not, but if it didn't, just go into the bit.ly, go in there. And then if you would like instructions on how to do that, you can click here, Super Suno Songs. This gives you step-by-step instructions on what to do. Okay. Also, here is Stacy Lovedall's AI in Education. That is her Wakelet, and it has all kinds of stuff on AI. Like I gave you a tiny little drop in the big bathtub of AI, and she is always adding to it and updating it. So you're not going to find old stuff in there because she's always making it better. So she is a great, great, great valuable asset to our state, and is always sharing stuff on that. So awesome stuff. Another thing on social media, these are Facebook groups. That's all about AI for teachers. So you can get other great ideas. And so again, the smartest person in the room is the room. And these are some really big rooms. So you can see in there. And look, I've got friends in all these groups. And they're like some great North Carolina friends who are looking at all this stuff, and they're contributing to it. So if you do something really great, share it on there so other people know. Don't just keep it to yourself. Share it out. Here are some great people in education in the social media verse that I really value, and they're always really sharing valuable, relevant information, and I love them. So I like to share them because, we don't have time to go to every school and every space. And some of these folks travel to schools all the time. Some of them have great classrooms themselves. and they're always sharing good stuff. So I like to share their handles on X so that you can follow them and see what they've got going on. I love books. I am a huge reader, and I would love what George Curo says: to be a master educator, you must be a master learner. And so I've always got a book or two going on, and these are some great ones. And there's two AI specific books: Co-Intelligence, Living and Working with AI by Ethan Mollick. Very readable book. It's not geared to education, it's just to humans. So it's a great book. And then The Promises and Perils of AI in Education. It's by Ken Shelton and Dee Lanier. Great folks. And this gives you, makes you look at both sides of the coin, which is really helpful, really, really necessary. So, good stuff. Take a look. Let me know what you think, and reach out. Again, reach out if there's any way that I can help you. I'm here in North Carolina. I love teachers. I love connecting with teachers. And I'd love to chat with you about how you are using music integration and how you are using AI. And once we're together, we're always together. So if you've clicked on this video, that means that we are together and I can help you. And I want to know how you're doing. So share that out and connect with me. My I call it my Twitter handle, even though it's not Twitter anymore. My X handle is at Marsha Sirkin. So please let me know if there's anything I can do for you, and I can't wait to see what you do and take with this information.